Hey guys, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Happy weekend. Today or right now, I will just be kind of updating you guys on what I think is not what I think, what I'm actually looking at for this weekend plays of the breakout strategy. You guys already know. The first one was our Nikes, which turned out great. Second was Apple, turned out great. Third was Costco, which turned out great. We actually ended up either closing all of our positions in either a 90% or 100% gain. So those are, we don't have to worry about any of those. The only current ones that I am currently in are in Crowd, Pepsi, DocuSign, and BTU and ETN, I think. And for those, we still have basically another month to see how they play out. So I'm just kind of waiting it out to see what happens. But the ones that I am looking for this week, I am looking at AAP. Again, it did have a previous break of all-time highs this last week of the week of June 28th, right? And then it actually ended up closing the week above all-time highs. It actually broke all-time highs again, and it gave us this nice bullish candle towards the upside, right? And we do have the Stoke basically running towards the overbought section, which is great for us, and also the reverse MACD giving a buy signal back here in the week of June 21st. And so far, it looks like we're pretty healthy on the upward side as generally for AAP, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like a 6 week out bullish push to the upside. So we are currently on we are currently on week 3. We have about 3 more weeks of historical pushes to the upside, right? So AAP is one of the tickers I'll be looking at this week for the breakout strategy. The second one is actually ADP, which is a personal, which is actually a personal favorite of mine, just because I actually use ADP for work, and I think ADP is just a solid company. Again, what do we usually look at for the triggers, right? We essentially want the 50 MA over the 200 to make sure that we're still in bullish territory. We generally want a pretty consecutive, pretty healthy bullish trend overall, right? So for the monthly chart, you can see that we've been pretty bullish ever since like back in 2009, right? So for the most part, it was trading sideways and then had a really healthy push after 2009, right? So for the most part, ADP is actually being run up to, we can basically say that it's bullish, right? Why would we say that it's not? It had a recent push on the upside back on the start of maybe January, early this year. Push trading sideways, and I do think we're going to have another similar way push towards the upside. We actually started the week of June 28th. The week of June 28th, we started that push to the upside. And last time we actually had that push, we had that trigger. We lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks again. 6 weeks of consistent bullish pushes towards the upside. And again, for this one, I'm using a 2.5% ratio on the downside. I think for AAP it was a 2.5% also. We'll double check right now. But again, I'm looking at AAP and ADP this week to get in. We had a previous break of all-time highs again from June 7th, the week of June 7th, and then we had a really nice bullish close on the upside. So these would be 2 really good plays to have maybe about a month or 2 out calls to get our positions in, right? So AAP, we had a ratio. What do we have? Again, 2.5% on the downside. Yeah. So again, 2 plays that I'm looking at for the breakout strategy this week: ADP and AAP. I do think both have a pretty strong momentum or bullish push to the upside. And I think if I am going to be going into 2 plays on Monday or Tuesday, well, Monday, basically what's happening right now is perfect, right? Both positions are perfect to get into on Monday morning or even anytime on Monday, unless you have a really strong push towards the upside, right? For AAP, we have we can have a jump of 4%, which really isn't that much. Generally, a 10% gain in price for the stock is about 100% gains in for an option, right? Depending on which one you buy. For this one, you can kind of expect at most to get maybe anywhere from a 40 to 50% gain, if not 60, 70, depending on how out of the money you buy. Again, I don't recommend too many out of the money calls. AAP, because that push to the upside is only 5% or a little bit under, like 4.6%. I'd say that I would maybe get out at either a 50% gain, or if it hits that first TP of 223, right? And then maybe leave a runner for 220, 229 to get filled. But that all depends on how much premium the options are actually going for. And for ADP, I actually didn't check what the percentage gain would be here. So the percentage gain would be here 8% gain. So here you have a little bit more wiggle room, right? So you still don't see a 10% increase in stock price overall from the first TP, but again, you can kind of maybe gauge that you're gonna make, if this first TP hits, you'll be making anywhere between 50 to like 80-90% gain, and I think I would be completely fine with that. I think for the most part I would be taking my gains or my positions out as soon as I hit somewhere in the range of like an 80% gain for the options. And for this ADP, I would probably be buying 200, 205 calls, and then I'd be doing 220 and like 225 or 230 or something. But you guys know that I always do like 3 calls for every single play. But again, these are the ones that I'm looking for: ADP, AAP. I'll see you guys hopefully later today. Maybe I do a live. I'm not 100% sure yet, but have a great weekend. It's super, super hot, so I'm gonna stay in the AC all day and just kind of chill it out. So I'll see you guys later.